What's up, everybody? Here, Mr. Jiggles here, and we have a special build today of the Warlock, and we're using Cleave. So everybody else is using the other skills, the Echoing Strike and its brokenness and all that other stuff. But we're going to be using Cleave, and I'm going to show you it's actually pretty good on budget. And I'll show you what I use for a budget weapon, and I think you'll be pretty impressed with how this performs. So I'm going to go demonstrate real quick. We're going to go Frigid Highlands. We are on Players 8. I like to show Players 8 because the potential really shines when you're on Players 8. So we pop our buffs. Just cleave away. Alright. Now to demonstrate its true power on Trav. Look, it's not going to be as sick as Echoing Strike, I get it, or some of these other meta builds, but I think it's pretty cool what we can do, especially for how budget this is. First, we got to take out the elites. See if I don't die here. Pop a couple potions. Get him out of here, man. I'll take him out. He keeps healing his buddy. Stone skin's always nasty. Ouch, that hurts. Alright, where's the elite? Come on, buddy. Okay. Ouch. Alright, so now you see what it does at Players 8. I'll show you what it looks like on Players 1. This is, you know, way simpler. Probably have to use way less potions. But we're just going to go run Trav really quick. And see what we can do here. We're going to pop our Hex Purge, our Eldritch Blast, our Psychic Ward, and that's it. Trav can be kind of tricky with the mobs in here. Interesting. I don't know what killed me. I just, like, insta-died. Alright, so we're going to pop our Hex Purge, our Eldritch Blast, and then our Psychic Ward, and then run in and test out the old Trav. Like, the most annoying thing about Trav is the console constantly casting spells. Alright, so that's a quick demonstration of how it's going to run. We're going to run one more run here, go to Frigid Highlands, and show you what Players 1 looks like really quick. And then we'll go over the gear and the points and the thought process behind it. As you can see, I think it does pretty well. Players 8 is very difficult content, and that I'm even killing things on Players 8 with this budget setup is pretty impressive. First, let's look at the skills, and I'll go over the thought process behind everything. So we put 1 point into Lethargy. We didn't really use it in the playthrough, but it's pretty good for bosses and slowing them down. In Eldritch, I want 1 point into Levitation Mastery. This could be... Levitation Mastery is kind of controversial. but I feel like 1 point or maybe even 5 points would be helpful. It gives you critical strike chance, but even 1 point gives you 17%, which is pretty good. Next, we maxed out Cleave, of course. We maxed out Eldritch Blast, and we maxed out Mirror Blades. We maxed out Hex Purge, and that's it. And then Demon Mastery, 1 point all the way through to Bind Demon. It can be very helpful. Just 1 point into it. Now, the reason why I put points in Eldritch Blast, obviously, it's a synergy, so we maxed out all the synergies. Get that 735% damage in the 360-degree arc, so you're constantly attacking stuff. You get that 211% attack rating and attack speed, which is always going to be helpful because Cleave is a kind of slow attack. But if you wanted to try out Mirror Blades, you could definitely go that route. It's a little bit faster in attack, but I just think Cleave, with its capability of hitting multiple enemies at one time, is super beneficial. Here's our stat sheet. We put 105 points into strength. You get a lot of bonus strength. We put 90 points into dexterity. We put 300 points into vitality. And 0 points in energy. We're a level 85 warlock for testing. Now finally, the gear reveal. If you can guess any of the gear pieces, let me know in the comments, and let me know if you got it right. First, for our gloves, Horizon's Hold. Now these might be pretty costly. I don't really know the cost of this set really too much, but the 2-piece set gives you 30% IAS, which is super good, and then 10% Crushing Blow. You get the fire damage, attack rating, and life. Super nice. For the ring slots, Dwarf Star for Fire Absorb, obviously. You could fit some different rings in here. Dwarf Star is really good for Trav. Just want to try this out. Nature's Peace. Slayed monsters rest in peace and prevent monster heal. Give some poison res and damage reduced. Really? I don't think you need this because the Trav, they have magic healing and spells, so it overrides monsters heal and open wounds. So I did a little testing there to, test to see if they still heal because they're casting that spell to heal their friends. So you don't need this. You can obviously put something different in the slot. For the belt, Crendum gives you all res. This build was struggling for resistance, so we had to get it somewhere, and we got it on the belt. For the boots, Horizon's Legacy. I think these are pretty costly because of the cannot be frozen. It's going to be super special. This ladder. For the offhand, we have a Spirit Shield. You don't need a Spirit Shield here, but it's just super nice with the Tutor skills. You get a lot of resistances. You could probably do something like a ward if you didn't have a spirit. There's other options. There's a lot of options here. For the amulet, this is probably the most expensive piece in the whole build. High Lord's Amulet gives you Deadly Strike, IAS, 1 all skills. Super nice. For the helmet, this is probably the cheapest part of the set. It is just 1 to Warlock skills. You get bonus attack rating, which is good. Helps a little bit. And for the armor, we have Smoke. Like I said, I was struggling to get that all resist up. And we needed a cheap option, so we used Smoke. That's probably why I died. We have a 16% fire res, so that's probably why we died as well. And finally, the most special piece of the build, Obedience in a Giant Thresher, 5-socketed, Helkothol Eth Fall. This weapon is awesome. 30% chance to cast a level 21 enchant when you kill an enemy. This happens a lot if you're just slaying and walking around. You're constantly enchanting. You'll hear it go whoosh, whoosh. You got faster hit recovery, 370% enhanced damage. Really good. Minus 25% target defense. We got minus 25% enemy fire resistance for you fire people out there. If you wanted to get some cheap minus 25 fire res, this is your weapon. Next, 40% chance crushing blow. So we're stacking up some crushing blow here. We got 50%, I think, total. And then some other stuff. You got some all res, minus requirements, stuff like that. This weapon is really good for budget cleave. So I just wanted to put that out there. I've seen a lot of people doing cleave builds, and they're using stupid stuff like e-botted, all that crap, and grief. You know, most people are probably struggling at this point to get these high runes to make some pretty good weapons. So I just wanted to share this with y'all and get on the obedience train. Get yourself a giant thresher. Shouldn't cost too much. Foul rune cost me 5 hell runes, so you know, fairly cheap, I would say. Probably the most expensive stuff is the Horizon set and High Lords. But you know, give it a shot, see how it is. I just wanted to share that build with y'all and show you what I'm kind of building for a melee warlock. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like the video, comment below, subscribe for more videos, and we'll check you next time. See you, goodbye.